Hello Besiegers, how are you doing? Okay, today I want to do something a bit different. I want to start off with a little idea that I got from someone else, and I'm going to show you just how ideas evolve in my head and the way that I use Besiege. And we'll go from this to something quite strange and odd at the end of the video. So this is a little sort of skiff type flyer thing that I found over on Reddit. I can't remember the original post, so my apologies to whoever it was that did it. If anyone tells me, I will give them a nod in the description below. Anyway, the point of it is it's just they've discovered something amazing here. It's a low friction cog, and when you put a propeller on it, it just goes mental, right? So I messed around with this for a while. I was fascinated by it. And then after a while, I started thinking, well, can I develop this into something else? Now, the first thing I looked at, let me see this shot, this is great, or the one after this. The first thing I looked at was that ramp. I thought, I really got to make my own ramp because I've been experimenting with stuff like that. Wait to see this one, this is great. The looks on their faces. There you go. Oi, what are you up to? Come back here. That consternation. Anyway, so I went to the ramps business and I tried to make a nice thin lip ramp that would take this little skiff, but this is the lowest angle that I could achieve because of the support needed in using the blades in this direction. So that didn't really work. However, I came up with another idea, and you see these two blades at the front. They're at a different angle and held in place by grabbers from above. That allowed me to get closer to the ground. So I just completely redeveloped the whole thing, and I come up with this quite neat smooth ramp that works both for low friction objects like the big cog and for wheeled objects as well. So, but that's not all I was up to doing this day. I was up to doing something else, but this was a little sideline, and I thought, well, that's quite interesting, and definitely want to use that in some other project later on. So, but I went back to these little skiffs thing, this cogs, and I thought if you put four of them together, stick props in the front, and you link the two together at the front so that they don't go off in odd directions, then you should end up with a sort of Hovercrafty type thing, which turns out to be a real bitch to control. So I think it's missing one more function that would make it easier to control, and I have experimented with it further, but I haven't found it yet. So again, this is something that I'll come back to again. So this one goes into the store. I really do like this. It's a lot of fun to play with, but like I say, it's very, very hard to control. Okay, the sheep seem to like it. Yeah, they do. Okay, so after that comes a big jump. I thought, well, what if we make these things fly? Let's get them off the ground altogether, and let's put them in a rail so that we're using that low friction. This is what I came up with. Quite different, isn't it? Very different. Okay, so what we're doing is we're using the propeller blades here to control the airspeed and the attitude, or the height, the pitch, I should say. See, just by pulling them back, you drop the airspeed and you drop the nose a bit, and then standard controls for roll and yaw, etc. So I've got a rudder at the back, and we've got a couple of ailerons. The ones at the front are ailerons as well, and at first I didn't have them all keyed properly, so it was a real bitch to fly, really hard. It goes well with those freighters, doesn't it? It seems to be of the same sort of fantasy take on flight that the freighters do. I quite like that. Okay, so I thought, let's try and shoot some stuff down, since we've got a gun in the front of it. It's the least we can do. So we'll go for a takeoff. This is a nice takeoff, very Star Wars. Check it out. Like that, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I thought we'll just sneak through the middle of these guys, and I'll go and take out the big one at the back. Shouldn't be too difficult. And of course, this guy just has me as soon as I get through. Dead. Right, back to drawing board. I came from behind this time, snuck my way through, and then went for the cannon guy. But I had to make it a suicide mission, so it was a bit of a Pyrrhic victory. Not to worry. So what we did was then I linked all the controls up properly so that it was much more controllable. This looks the same, it's just different key mapping, that's all. And I thought, right, let's try and land the beast. Now, the saw engines don't switch off. You know, see it's banking nicely, and everything's turning just exactly as you would want it. Controlling the height, the speed. Not controlling the nose very well, but I'll work on that in the next model. Yeah, you want the nose to come up a little bit more than that. But yeah, saw engines, as I said, they won't stop. So this thing's going to crash eventually anyway because you can't bring it to a halt. But it's not a bad landing for a first attempt. I thought it was okay. Quite a mad looking machine, isn't it? Very strange. It's giving me a few more ideas though. So we went from this little skiff guy, tiny little thing, up to this. And that was just in one afternoon sitting, messing about. And that's where it took me. It's a great game, Besiege. Just let your imagination run wild. And that's about it really. I think I've just got one more landing to show you where I used an original braking tactic to get the thing to slow down. I just pointed at the airfield, but I got my nose down a little bit better that time. Pointed at the airfield and away you go, smack into it. That's it. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.